Okay, so what you are seeing in this blackboard is basically the entire discussion on whether we can have fusion between two protons inside the sun. This is just what I have explained to you over here. Now let me again start from the very beginning. Now for hydrogen fusion, what is the next element which hydrogen will fuse to? Helium. Now in the hydrogen atom we have got just only one proton, but inside helium we have got 4 nucleons, 2 protons and 2 neutrons, right? So first thing, how are we going to have 4 hydrogen or 4 protons fusing together to form a helium nucleus? How are we going to do that? So you might say that, sir, 4 protons might come close together inside the sun, one at a time, all those 4 together. So 4 protons together coming, they come very close to each other, and then 4 helium will be formed, something like that. But this is not possible. You take the analogous case of your accidents. When we read newspapers, you will see every day almost you will hear 2 body accidents out there. Maybe once in 10 years you will hear one case where 3 vehicles have simultaneously been involved in an accident. For the case of 4, you just forget. You will not probably hear such a thing. So this means it is very rare, right? So that's the first hurdle. So next, how do we proceed? Now we will proceed how we normally proceed, and that is 2 body nuclear reactions. 2 body reactions, basic idea. Now let me just give you the entire details of the very first process of formation of 4 helium inside the sun, and this is known as your PP1 chain. PP1 chain reaction. This is a set of reactions. Okay. Now what you are seeing is that, so this is not feasible. So we are reverting back to 2 body interactions, 2 body reaction. The very first step is proton with proton forming deuteron. This is the first step. The next step occurs. Remember, next step occurs after we have substantial amount of deuteron. After we have substantial amount of deuteron, right? Then those substantial amount of deuteron which are produced, they will now fuse with existing protons to form 3 helium. So this is a chain reaction. First reaction has to be taken, it has to happen a large number of times so that there is a sufficient concentration of one nuclei produced. It has to be produced, otherwise the next step will not happen. So this means there is a time scale. প্রচুর সময় লাগবে, কত সময় লাগবে we will estimate later on. So the next reaction, its aim is to produce 3 helium, and after 3 helium is again produced substantially, then the third part starts, which is fusion of 2-3 helium, and finally 4 helium is formed. Okay, but see, along with that 2 protons are also formed. Interesting. Now you must be saying, sir, what is the total energy, how much we gain? This is the energy released, 26.73 MeV. Now you can check this by yourself, that if you take at least 10% of this energy and multiply it with the mass of the sun, that means in another way you are assuming that suppose the entire fusion, proton-proton fusion is happening in the 1/10th part of the sun, which contributes, then you will see that the amount of energy which will be released, and you use the solar luminosity, if you use that, then you can estimate the time of this reaction, time, and you get that the age of the sun which is just because of the energy released by this particular set is of the order of more than what the age of the earth is. You can check this, and I'd like you to do this calculation and tell me what order you get. Do you get million orders or do you get billion orders? Okay, এটা homework, ঠিক আছে? I told you how to do this using solar luminosity value, right? And the answer will be that we will be able to explain the age of the solar system, the age of the earth. So this means that this reaction is been happening for a very long time. Now on the other hand, if we use just the energy released by the gravitational contraction from the sun, we cannot explain the age of sun, not even the age of the earth. The time will be very small. Similarly, if we assume that the sun is made up of water molecules and just we consider the dissociation energy of the water molecules H2O to 2 hydrogen molecules and 1 oxygen molecule. If you consider the dissociation energy only, as if the dissociation energy is able to give us so much energy to maintain the solar luminosity, then you will see that again you will not be able to explain the age of the sun. So it is only by this fusion reaction by which we can explain the age of the sun. So this means indeed this thing is happening out there. Okay, so you understand how we are proceeding. We are talking about different possibilities and then checking the feasibility of each of them and then crossing out the wrong ones and then selecting the correct one. So this is the first step, which is discussing about the source of the sun's energy or the star's energy. Okay, next step. Let us now concentrate on the very first reaction. This one. Now you must be saying, what is this? This is a pretty simple reaction. 2 proton nuclei forming 1 deuteron and all that. What's in it there? Now let us look into this diagram. You will understand how much complex this entire thing is. Now you see, in the center of the core, in the sun's core, the temperature is around 10 to the power 7 Kelvin. So what's the thermal energy? The thermal energy is around 3 by 2 kBT. Now I asked you to calculate this and you have also calculated this and you have indeed said that this thermal energy is of the order of 1 kV, right? Everybody did those calculations. It matched. Fine. Next, let us consider that this energy, let us now consider the Coulomb barrier. Why? Because we are talking about 2 protons, they are charged particles. So, they will not be able to come close together and do fusion because of the electromagnetic interaction. Coulomb barrier. So, let us estimate the Coulomb barrier. Now you see, the Coulomb barrier for 2 protons at around 1 fermimeter distance or 1.4 fermimeter distance, it is of the order of 1 MeV. So where is this in this energy scale? So this is the energy scale and this is your 1 keV. So the 1 MeV is so far away, very far away, 1 MeV, which means 10 to the power 3 times of 1 keV, 1000 times far. So I have just given a scale over here. Now next let us find what is the number of nuclei which will be able to classically, now this is just a classical estimate, right, which will be able to be undergoing this fusion reaction. For that we have to consider only the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, nothing else. Now in the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution we are basically working on the tail, and what is the number of the nuclei? E to the power order of e to the power minus e by kBt, right? And the temperature is again your core temperature 10 to the power 7 Kelvin. So if you do this estimate, so e to the power minus e, if you put 1 MeV Coulomb barrier and kBt your 1 kV, then this comes out to be e to the power minus 1000, right? Or look, what is the order? 10 to the power minus 434. It's tremendously small. But again you must be saying, sir, what is the number of protons in the sun? Now let us again do the estimate. The number of protons in the sun is basically mass of the sun by mass of the proton. If you do that, you get this number 10 to the power 57, large number. But again, if you multiply these two, then you get the actual number of nuclei which are out there in this tail. And what is this? 10 to the power minus 377. What does this ridiculously low number mean? This means that forget about fusion. Then how are we here if there is no fusion? Okay. Now, of course, we know quantum mechanics, right? And the rescue is being done by the quantum mechanical tunneling. Now, I am just giving you the result over here. You can check the playlist video on quantum mechanical tunneling. There I have actually worked out this calculation. Now, so the quantum mechanical barrier penetration probability, this is classical probability, and this now I am talking about quantum mechanical probability. This we know as gamma factor, GE. This is of the order of e to the power minus Eg by E. What is this Eg? It is known as gamma energy, and this is your energy, E. Now let us again estimate the gamma energy for your proton plus proton reaction. So this is the value of the Eg. Now I have again did this calculation for your sake, and you can see that the value is around 500 K. So now let us calculate this Coulomb barrier penetration probability quantum mechanically at this thermal energy. What is the value? So e to the power minus 500 by 1, or in order is 10 to the power minus 10. Now if I multiply it with the number of protons in the sun, which is 10 to the power 57, you see the number is of the order of 10 to the power 47. So this much protons, they can quantum mechanically come close to each other, and we can have fusion. Okay, so this is right and this is wrong. So this is the reason we are existing. Fine. So we have discussed up to this part. Now you must be, yes. Yes, GE. A puro jinish is of the order of Eg by E. Root আছে মনে রাখবেন, ঠিক আছে? Now you must be thinking, okay, fine, we have done a magnificent work. But look, now I just told you that this is basically the very simplest chain of reactions for hydrogen burning. Okay. The first question by me to you is, are the three reactions same? What I mean to say is that till now I have just talked about only this part. Okay. Now what I am asking you, are the three reactions same? By asking you this, what I want to mean is that, of course, there are different particles involved that even a child can see. I am not asking you that. What I am asking you is, are the nature of the three reactions same? Look, the first reaction, what is over there in the product side? A neutrino. Right? So this reaction is proceeding by which force is coming into play over here? Weak interaction. Okay? And you know, weak interaction is by nature it is weak. So the time taken by this reaction will be very large. Next reaction. Look at the product. What is there? Photon. So this reaction is proceeding which dominant interaction? Electromagnetic. Of course strong is there, but electromagnetic, right? Electromagnetic interaction will be there, influencing a lot. So it will be a little bit faster. What about the next reaction? There is no photon, no neutron. So this will be the fastest. Strong interaction. Right? So weak electromagnetic, strong interaction. Now I will talk about this in later class, but you must remember that because of this, the time scales for these reactions will be very different. In fact, the time scale for this is of the order of billion years. The time scale for this is of the order of just seconds. This one is also quite large. But you remember, in a chain, if we have a chain made up of shackles, then what is the strength of the chain? I asked you, then it will be determined by the weakest link. So in this case, this reaction, the entire aim is to produce 4 helium. So the entire time will be decided by the slowest reaction, and that is this reaction, because it is proceeding through weak interaction. Okay.
স্যার কিন্তু পরে যখন ওই রিঅ্যাকশনটা হবে তখন যে নিউট্রিনোটা বেরোবে তার তো ভেলোসিটি প্রচুর।
নিউট্রিনোর তো মিন ফ্রি পাথ অনেক বেশি, ও তো কারোর সাথে ইন্টারঅ্যাক্টই করবে না,
ও তো
বেরিয়ে চলে যাবে। বেসিক্যালি এই যে টোটাল এনার্জি বলেছি, নিউট্রিনো উইল টেক অ্যাওয়ে সাম পার্ট অফ দিস এনার্জি, অলদো ভেরি স্মল, and it will just leave. So we will not talk about neutrino propagation, neutrino transport. We will just talk about neutrino loss, because its mean free path is very high compared to the radius or dimensions of the sun. ঠিক আছে? Any questions? Any more questions? So this is the basic idea behind the fusion of just 2 protons in the sun. How we can explain that thing? Okay.